while we just to make sure it's working. All right. Is Mero? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Cool. Jordan's there too.
Nope, I'm not here.
Oh, sad day. All right. We're gonna get started. You know what they say: better never than late. I'm kidding.
True facts.
Depends on what we're referring to.
You know what they say: you don't miss any of the shots you don't take.
That one's true.
All right, welcome to the Ilderon Tales. This is Group D, Brothers in Arms. This is episode 4 of the second part of their campaign. So tonight, as is tradition with this group, you guys will never have a full party ever. No,
I like how we've transitioned from always being split to just not having people in attendance.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll be controlling Octavia tonight as B is having some internet issues. And then we are also losing Muriel for real life things that he is pursuing. And so you'll see 2 new faces in this group, which is B will be back, of course, but, you know, I'm going to recruit 2 entirely new players, so that's going to be fun-tacular. That said, though, yeah, we're rolling with everybody else here tonight, and I am going to go through the recap. El Jordarino, did you get a chance to watch the last session?
No, but Rob read me the summary.
Oh my god, that summary was amazing. Like,
it was pretty hilarious.
Yeah, real quick at the top of the session, I just want to, you know, give some shout outs.
Yay!
To Willow.
Shout out to Willow.
Yeah,
she's because with their family right now. What a chump.
I know, right? Lame. Anyways, though, I just, like, I was able to go shopping today for, like, 2 extra hours because I didn't have to spend 2 hours watching the session. It was like, I can read it in 30 minutes! Anyways, though, yeah, I'll recap, last week's session since everybody here is aware of what happened, and then, we will, go into it. But before we do that, D&D is a role-playing game that is very fun. We roll dice and nothing is predetermined. There are rule books that govern, you know, the character mechanics, but other than that, everything you are seeing tonight is live storytelling. Moving on from there, we're playing in a homebrew setting called Ilderon. And in this world, the thing that characterizes it the most is it is a world where gods and mortals all walk the same plane. And belief and the structure of belief has like a huge influence on how society develops. And there are just lots of little cultures and everything just like crammed into this small world. So it's a bunch of fun, a lot of political tension, a lot of mystery, a lot of intrigue, lots of secrets, and it's very civilization based. The stories we're telling, just because I'm not good at a lot of like what wilderness fantasy and things like that. But who knows? Maybe in the future we'll get there. For the group tonight, they are called Brothers in Arms because the group originally started as a group of convicts that were pardoned of their crimes and given knighthood, and were tasked with helping the magnate, the leader of this country called Arder Sarai, stop a coming civil war. So they were brothers, you know, in arms against each other, arms, you know, for their magnate. It was a trifecta pun. I'm not very proud of it. But anyways, they were able to loosely stall the civil war. In that 2 gods got into a fight over petty things and spawned a spectral siege over the city of Arder Sarai. And the 2 gods, in their clash, they one of them ripped open a soul storm just kind of over the city of like all of these spectral floating spirits just swirling around. and they possess the 3 different armies. Well, 2 of the 3. Well, 1 major army, and then parts of the others, and possess the armies that were rallying at the capital for the Civil War, and kind of just ignited this conflict. The capital barely survived, and they were able to repel the spirits and the siege. But after the damage was done, the ghost storm still circles above the city, and nobody's really certain how to close it. The party is working for the magnate of the country, trying to figure out a way to close it, and also as they are trying to figure out a way to close it, there is this individual in the castle by the name of Alice, who is an enigma unto herself. No one really knows where she came from or what she's trying to do, but she is gaining power very fast in the capital, or in the magnate's favor. And so she has ties to lots of shady things that nobody's really investigated yet. So another kind of like latent goal of the party is to just understand what she's doing before, anything terribly disastrous like happens in the capital again. So that brings us to last session. The session started out with the group talking to High Councilwoman Anadelia Renault Surreal, and gaining a new member to their ranks by the name of Lord Marrow Esterai. He is officially nobility. And Marrow joined... As
of that day.
Yeah, exactly. Marrow joined the party as a... joining the ranks of the Magnate's Knights. Anadelia is concerned about the forces rallying around Ariana, and who has her ear and who doesn't have her ear. And the more people Anadelia can put that are loyal to her close to Ariana, the better. I believe she informed you guys of Kylissa earlier, High Councilwoman Kylissa Tolles, the day before that. So yeah, that's in the previous session. From there, the party moved on to talk with the magnate. They found out Ariana, who has been suffering from sickness, Celestial Magnate Ariana Bertolf, isn't sick, but is instead pregnant, and the symptoms are starting to show now of the early stages of a pregnancy. Not only is she pregnant, but it is Oro. It is Oro's... I forgot Oro's last name. It is Oro's child, and she does not want it. She it's claimed the child's a bastard, and she's going to carry it to term and then give it away. After getting into a very heated discussion with Oro, Octavia, and Marrow, the party finally left her quarters with Ariana commanding them that Alice has come up with a new strategy to try and close the ghost storm and to go assist her. From leaving her chambers, the party ran into High Councilwoman Anna Estelle, and Anna was incredibly helpful in giving Marrow information about the lycanthropy curse, and promising to help him further in the study. And then from there, the party left the keep and headed to the Kalkin office, where the strange material that the court magus has found is being stored. After talking to the Kalkin, clerk, I forgot Meet's official title. I think she's a seeker. After talking to the Kalkin seeker, they took and went into the basement to test on the material. So that is where we are going to open up. It is the 9th of Father. And let's go to Ardor. You are in the city proper, in the Kalkin office, in the basement. Marrow, Emerald, Johan, Octavia, and Oro are in the basement of the Kalkin office. There is this blackish iron chunk of metal and a red satin cloth on this table. It is cylinder-like in shape, although, the ends of it looks like it's been broken off, rather than, like cut or anything. Marrow has... Oh, it's probably about 7 inches long. Marrow has his hand above it, and that's where we are picking up. Exactly where we left off.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. With Marrow kind of looking around at everybody. He decides to take a couple of slow breaths, kind of calm himself before placing his, I'm going to say his left hand, which is right now hovering over it, onto the object and lifting it up, holding a loose grip of it and having it rest on his palm.
Okay, so as Marrow picks this up, he's going to feel that sensation of just like we talked, like that allergic reaction of like it doesn't hurt, but it's definitely uncomfortable to hold. Almost if you were like holding something that's vibrating at like your own resonant frequency, and just like you feel your bones start to like ache, like that yellow feeling, like hitting your funny bone. It's not. It doesn't hurt, but it's just like, oh my god. Ugh.
All right.
And
do I need a Constitution check or?
No, your hand's gonna be turning red, but it's cosmetic damage at most.
Okay. Marrow is grunting and growling right now, trying to endure this. Trying to hold this for about a minute before setting it down and rubbing his hand, trying and watching to see what happens, like slowly placing it down and then holding his hand to kind of see what the damage is just by holding it in his bare palm.
Yeah, looking at your hand, it's going to be red, kind of like a rash, almost itchy a little bit, but for the most part, it doesn't look like you encountered any physical damage.
Okay. He is going... And how far up along the arm is it red?
Not much. It doesn't go up your arm. It's just the palm of your hand where it made contact with your skin.
Okay.
The imprint of it is still kind of there. Almost if you would, like, imagine reverse sunburn of, like, how your arm's red and then you, like, press down and it's, like, white in that area. It would be, like, the inverse of that.
Okay. I'm going to... I was going to continue rubbing that area on the hand and just kind of describing to the rest of the group, as best as he can, what you just described. I'm not going to do his voice right now because felt like something went up. But he is then going to take a moment and partially see on how long it takes for about a minute to see if it is going to die down or not.
Okay.
Just to see if the redness goes away, kind of examining his hand, seeing if there's anything, just kind of rubbing it or anything that he can do casually to kind of get rid of the physical look.
So Brandon, this is Johan's third time seeing someone else pick up this object, correct?
Yes.
Johan's never actually touched it directly, though, correct?
He took off his glove and touched it.
Oh yeah, and it was just cold to me.
Yeah, it was just cold.
It didn't actually do anything.
Yes, you know Marrow is a partial lycanthrope. He told you Nope, Johan doesn't know that. Never mind.
Yeah, no,
Does
Johan
Father A
doesn't.
know that?
Yeah, Father A knows that.
Okay.
Father A knows that. Octavia knows that. Emerald knows that.
Everybody but Johan.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
everybody but Johan knows this. And,
Okay.
he's going... So, before he does what he's about to do, he'll look at Johan and just simply say, in as questioning of a tone as he can, racist.
Race? I haven't said anything yet.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
No.
This is the third time that someone.
No, he's
a negative
asking
reaction.
you. He's saying in a questioning tone, like he's questioning you.
And I'm replying, no, this is just strange how I've observed 3 different people so far, and each of them has had a negative reaction. But when I've touched this thing, nothing happens.
Meryl will just shake his head and say, no, are you racist?
Look at us werewolves.
No, I believe all races can get together with enough time spending with each other.
Even cursed?
Even cursed. I fully believe that we can all get along. I don't believe in
Roll
violence.
in my eyes.
Meryl just kind of tilts his head side to side and begins thing. Let's see. Where's Trace? No. Is that it? Yeah, I think that is. Oh, that's to public. Sorry.
Yeah, I see it. You can say you just
Okay.
shift.
Yeah, he just shifted into his wolf form, so his face becoming a lot more pronounced, almost werewolf-like, but his nails becoming a lot more elongated, sharp, and his canines becoming a lot more prominent. He then first grabs it with his pointer and thumb claw on either end of the cylinder and holds it for, I want to say, about 10 to 20 seconds before fully grabbing it in the palm of his shifted right hand.
Okay.
So, Brandon, I want to make sure there is no other member of the Kalkin in this room, correct?
There is not, just Johan.
Thank God. Because if Makana or somebody was here, this would be a fight.
Yeah.
So, I completely forget his name. I'm gonna turn to Marrow and go, thank you for letting me know. Don't do that in front of any other Kalkin member until you've talked to them.
Marrow's going to nod, but he's more so focused on not letting this thing hurt him or not dropping it while he's holding it between his 2 claws. And he's first testing it to see how it affects the tips of his claws. Then he's going to test it with the palm of his hand while he's still shifted.
Okay, same thing. It doesn't physically hurt you, but it is still uncomfortable to hold. Especially uncomfortable to put against your bones.
Okay. He's going to put it down back on the paper or on the cloth and kind of do one of, like, hold his pointer and middle finger and smacking his middle and thumb together and smacking his finger against it, kind of just...
Licking it.
Yeah, flicking it while he paces in front of it. Looking over to it casually and just saying, this is already you. Just saying to himself, this is already you. Just kind of thinking and pacing.
Brandon, can I
Yes.
make a roll to see if I know of any materials that does this to lycanthropes?
I mean, yeah, Go ahead and roll. You'll get a base amount of knowledge, but I'll tell you if you know anything else in addition to it.
Yeah, well, I know silver does it, but I know this isn't silver, so I'm wondering if there's any other metals that will do this.
Yeah. So the party was informed. Anna told you guys what the stuff was.
Oh. Okay.
She told you guys the stuff was cold iron. It is
Gotcha.
incredibly dangerous to any magical creature. And especially dangerous to fae, fiends, and celestials.
Yeah. I remember it being cold iron, but I couldn't remember if that was meta knowledge or not.
No, that.
Yeah,
Marrow doesn't know
Anna
that's
told you
cold
guys
iron, though.
that.
Marrow doesn't know about it, though. He does not know what it is specifically. He just knows that it can be used against his kind.
Yeah.
But Marrow's just like, anyone tamper with it?
May I identify it, please?
You're not in here.
Yeah, Father A's upstairs, but you know, if the party's if the party's taking forever,
Somebody lied to me.
Mm-hmm. If the party's taking forever, you know, Father A could like walk downstairs. It's I only said that because every single time you guys have came into the Calcan office this campaign, Father A has gone to the lounge and just sat there.
Well, my granddaughter isn't here.
Rob, you are I'm picking you up in the background on Jordan's mic. I think you have your mic muted.
Oh, I do.
I do have my mic muted.
There you go. I could still hear you though, but so Father A wants to come downstairs, as you know, like he's waiting on the party.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, so everybody's gonna see Father A enter the dungeon of the Kelkin office. This place go ahead.
As Father A enters the Calcan office, out of natural instinct,
dungeon. He was already in the office with you.
Oh, sorry. In the dungeon, as soon as Marrow sees the door, or his ear kind of lifts, and then he immediately starts shifting back, trying to, you know, hide it from anybody who possibly might not know.
Okay.
So, yeah, he's. Do I lose one wild shape then? Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you only have it once per. Well, that wasn't your wild shape. That was your shifting feature. You only have the shifting feature once per day, or once per short rest.
Oh yes, okay.
So yeah, next time you rest, you'll get that back.
Okay.
All right. So for Father A stepping down here, you see Marrow and the rest of the party crowded around this piece of metal. Marrow's put it back on the table. It is on a red satin cloth. Nobody's really sure what to do with it.
Well, Marrow's kind of thinking, outright said this was used.
What is that last word?
Used.
Okay.
Marrow's just gonna look and ask, did anyone forge this?
Not that I know of. It was unearthed after the attacks from the Spirit Storm.
Marrow's just gonna be like, and what happened when you unearthed?
The spirits got angry.
Did they how so?
They attacked.
Did they attack where the ore was? The person wielding it? What did they attack?
I think they attacked just the excavators. The act of mining it seemed to set them off.
They're not afraid of this. I highly doubt this affects Ghost as it does us. It affects physical. Nothing spiritual about me is damaged. This is a prison bar. Whatever is down there is probably what they're afraid of.
Then you won't mind if I take a moment to review it.
Meryl will step aside and kind of toss his hand like, go ahead.
I am going to pick up the piece of metal. I'm not an elf or a demon, so pretty sure it doesn't hurt.
You're obviously not angelic either.
Yeah,
so-
holding it, it's incredibly cold.
Ah, yes, see, but I'll feel that harder.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cursed.
Oh, yeah, you are cursed. Actually, I'm going to roll you a Constitution save. Okay, cool, you're good. You're gonna pick this, and your whole body is going to shiver from, like, just losing all of your body heat touching this metal. You have been touched by a Hareth. You are permanently vulnerable to frost damage.
Well, diggity damn. Mm-hmm. So, like, is it, like, exceedingly obvious that I just got exceedingly cold?
I mean, you passed your Constitution check. Like, you shiver, but, I mean, you can conceal it if you want.
Meryl, if you want to conceal it, Meryl might perceive it because he is right next to you.
Yeah.
And
so far, everybody who you have seen that this negatively affects has been hurt by it. It doesn't hurt. It's just like, ooh, like holding an ice cube and unexpectedly, like, just picking that up.
Or, like, getting pushed into a giant pool of freezing cold water.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna conceal it. It's nobody I need to look cool in front of. None of you are Ella Neighbor.
Getting chilly there.
Yeah, so, are you casting Identify on it?
Yes.
Okay,
I'll burn a slot.
Okay.
Mostly because I don't know if I want to hold this.
Alright, burning a slot for Identify, you get this terrible feedback in your mind, almost just like squinting, as it feels like just a screech, and these blurred visions. You don't have the opportunity to, make that history check for the information, but, for Identify, you are going to pick up the properties of this metal. Let me see something. I know we're working with the modified Identify, but let's see. And you're going to pick up that this really isn't like, this isn't really a magic metal. It's kind of like an anti-magic metal.
I mean, is that like all I get out of it?
Yes. Father A, just like being somewhat competent about magic, you are... Well,
I have a +6 in my Arcana check.
Yeah, you're going to feel there is something blocking this divination.
Oh, actually, it's a plus. No, it's plus. Yeah, it's +8. Go me. So I can. So like, I can feel the fact that it's like the signals are getting scrambled.
Yeah.
Ugh, okay, so once the... Oh. I think it just clicked why that's happening. God, this is a troublesome metal. Anyways, after I come out of it, I'll put it down and shiver because, sweet Christ.
Again, is just gonna say, cold?
Very.
anything?
Whatever this metal is, it seems to repel attack magic. When I tried to look into it, I was interrupted. Stopped.
This is still is containment. Based on what I'm hearing, they were afraid of being released, whatever's behind there. Not the metal itself.
Well, then the question would be: what's behind? If it is a cage, what is it holding?
Man, I was just gonna shrug and kind of it's me. I know they're not I know it's not unlikely to build on top of something that you want to keep hidden. I know that from personal. But judging by how it looks, whatever it was used for is used to keep something hidden. Ghosts must know.
Well, that's going to be troublesome. Ghosts don't talk.
Especially not when you decide to release them from their torment.
Well, blame Galeslaw.
Problem is, I need to do one more test.
I've had it. I don't want to touch that thing anymore.
Neither do I. And, oh boy, Mara's going to test this specifically, and he's going to hate himself for this. He's going to be seeing what happens on an open...
Alright, he cuts himself with it?
He is going to, he's going to cut himself, on his left hand. I'm gonna say he's going to try and cut, the tip of his pinky with it. Left hand pinky.
Okay.
Holding it, with a glove on his right hand, by the way.
So, you can, take and, wield this, and go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand check. And I'm gonna say just DC 12. At DC 12, you can wield this dagger, or this, chunk so proficiently, that you're only going to deal 1 point of damage to yourself.
He's going to do a lot more than 1 point.
Yeah.
Oh.
At that, you're not going to be able to measure the pain. You're gonna start sliding it across your pinky, and then it's gonna hurt more than you initially anticipated. So you are actually
kind of like a rope burn.
No, if you're cutting yourself with it, you're actually going to deal 8 points of you're gonna deal 8 points of slashing damage to yourself. It's hard to tell what was your own knee-jerk reaction. The hardness of the bar, or the properties of the metal.
Okay. Yeah, so I just slashing damage, so I just hit, so for how many?
8 points of slashing damage. It, if you have any resistances to it, it cuts through those.
Okay. I don't have any resistance to it, as far as I... Okay. Marrow's just going to growl and kind of, bite at the air before placing it back down. Just really wishing he was better with a dagger. Yeah.
So, do you need a first aid kit? I'm sure we have one here.
Mayo's just going to kind of shake his head and kind of just, actually, because I can do medicine, if I can clean, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to try and, can I try and do a medicine check to clean the wound and see what kind of damage it dealt to it when I cut it?
Yes, I will allow that. I was gonna say I'll set it at the same DC.
Okay.
So you are like looking at this, and just like from how fast you pulled it, the tears and everything in your pinky and like the blood. You're going to know you did 2 points of slashing damage from your own dexterity. You did 3 points of slashing damage from the jagged edge of the bar actually hurting you, and you dealt a additional 3 points of slashing damage of just a super clean cut deeper into your flesh of wherever that tip hit that was unintentional.
Okay. And he's also going to be kind of checking for anything that's like any allergic reaction that he's having from it.
Yeah. So of course, the extra pain is is just kind of like the description of it that you get. But mechanically, what you are going to know, it dealt it as a improvised weapon. Improvised weapons deal 1d4 of damage. So it dealt 1d4 of damage plus your ability modifier, and then it dealt an additional d4 of damage to you.
Okay. Yeah, I was just going to kind of just sit there thinking, thinking over it, and I think he's going to use his a bit of the stuff in the herbalism kit and just kind of put like a bit of healing ointment, like rubbing some.
Okay. So what's everybody else doing as Mero's doing this?
How late into the day is this?
It is midday on the 9th. The party was given 2 options. They were told they could go help Alice with a new plan she's concocting, or they can head to Somar Villa. If they leave out exactly at midday, they'll get there in time for the... if they hustle, they'll get there in time for Lethalia Nakart's ball tonight.
Yeah, Amero's planning on going there, but he has nothing to wear. That's entertaining.
Yeah, you guys don't have to go to the ball.
I would more like to figure out what happened to Reyna. Considering, like, we were trying to give her to a nice family, and now she's gone.
Oh, Johan is going to, Johan's gonna know, 2 people came in the night for her. They were soul sworn, and Sindel left with them.
Amero's going to do one last thing to this ore.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to I'm going to see what happens if I'm going to try and use produce flame on it.
Okay.
Just to see what happens if I cast a spell on it. Do I have to burn a slot, or what do I do?
I'm pretty sure Produce Flame is a cantrip. Go ahead and click it if you see it in your spell list. Yes. Produce Flame, boom. Okay.
On the on the material itself. On whatever it was. The cold iron.
Okay, so you conjure the flame and you throw it at the cold iron.
Yeah.
Doing so, it deals 1d8 of damage, of fire damage to the weapon. The cold iron does not seem to even heat up.
Okay.
The flames hit it, kind of crash over it, and roll to the oaken table, singeing edges of it. You could probably set the table on fire.
Yeah, no, he doesn't want to set the table on fire. He wanted to see how the material would react to getting directly hit with something magical. He's just gonna kind of...
It would help if you made a shield out of it.
It was.
Man was just kind of look over his eyes, just like, you make
I'm not
a
going to say
sword.
that's the greatest idea Father A's ever had. I'm just saying that Johan's totally down for making a shield out of it.
Sword,
Man was just
shield,
going to kind
axe.
of roll his fingers and just like, no, best not free forward.
Just saying, I know a guy.
Does Father A know a guy?
I do know a guy.
I know Roman.
I know a master craftsman
Okay.
who moonlights as a criminal.
Man was just going to be like, no, I don't want this free forward and you on my kin.
Shield. Not weapon.
What do you call a hammer? Same amount of damage.
Or a weapon.
Well,
Johan, who's wielding a warhammer.
it's just like
My weapon.
it's just like, is it not the same thing as smacking someone with a shield?
No. A shield's main purpose is to protect people. It's why I use it more often than I use this hammer.
He's also bad at his job.
Man was just gonna shake his head and just like, no, I'm not gonna even try anymore. Just no, he forged. Whatever this is, I still say it's used to contain something wherever you found it. What it is, I don't know. But nothing naturally is cylinder unless it was crystalline in nature.
It's a very specific
I'm also like,
phrase.
I'm like, cold iron is a natural element, is a natural substance.
Yes, but he's basically saying nothing is that perfect in terms of it would have bits of stone on it if it was mined out of the ground naturally. It was already reforged and refined.
Okay.
He's saying there's a difference between an iron deposit and
Yeah.
iron bars. So.
An iron deposit, an iron ore, an iron bars, yeah. Exactly what you said.
Yeah. And man was just going to kind of... Besides this, nothing worse than... But I'm sure anything else would be used for.
Well, there is one easy way to get to the bottom of what this thing is keeping hidden, or what this thing is locking up down there.
And man was just kind of... tilts his head.
I think we're all doing the...
We can just go back to the dig site and keep digging.
You do know you're a member of the Kalkin, right?
Yeah, I know that we're supposed to investigate magical occurrences and stop them at all costs.
I think you're confusing some of your jobs there.
And I want you
The
hunting my kin.
investigating part of the magical occurrences.
I'm just saying that by investigating the magical occurrence, you would have to stop it at all costs because you let it out. Just want you.
All I'm saying is whatever is down there, those spirits are more afraid of it than your minor. Because they didn't attack till they unearthed and broke off that piece. Am I right?
Yeah, that seems to be the story.
As soon as the storm opened up.
Whatever it is, they're afraid of it. And we know it's not natural. So, whatever is down there, they're either honoring it, afraid of it, more so of us having it than it being, making sure that's okay.
If they were so afraid of what is guarding, then why were they attacking the miners who were bringing it, like, way out? Like, they attacked shipments of this stuff. They didn't, like, keep attacking the hold that it came from.
Because they know the hole is still secure. They want to reinforce it. You don't attack what is being locked up. You attack the people trying to unlock the lock.
It still doesn't make sense. If you were trying to attack the ones unlocking the lock, you would attack the ones at the pit. You wouldn't attack the ones on the cargo stripping it away. Because that damage has already been done.
I was going to just shrug and like, can do is just say that whatever is, that thing's not natural. Somebody used it. It's holding something.
As you guys are talking, on the far corner of the room where the ghost jars once were, down here in the dungeon, something peeps through the wall at you, illuminating this whole area, and then disappears, just kind of causing everybody's attention to go to that area for a second. Whatever it is gone.
I think I have. No, wait, that's.
Can I use my divine sense to see if I can detect whether it was celestial? See if it's still within 60 feet of us.
Were we struck by a smooth specter?
Yeah, you can.
Also, Marrow is going to do, I think it's this?
Hunter sense? Okay, you have to be able to see the creature. Divine sense. So you can't hunter sense on it just because it's currently not visible. It's inside of the wall, whatever it is. It's ethereal. Divine sense. Johan is going to sense Amiriel is undead, but other than that, he does not sense anything else. There is nothing else down here that you can see. As everybody is like looking in this area, I guess Oro and his squire will roll a perception check.
I'll actually do one as well.
I mean, I'm not gonna beat the wolf guy's 21.
Yeah, looking over and like just peering at this is just like, what?
I tried.
That?
You tried.
You tried pretty good.
You came pretty close.
Everybody is going to like be like zooming in on this area of the wall, inspecting of like what happened, and then just on the other side of the room, like as everybody's like leaning in here and looking, that light flashes from the other side and just illuminates that area in bright light. It actually Yes.
My Divine Fist lasts until the end of the next turn, so would I notice it when it reappears?
No, you would not. It actually begins swirling around, dancing in the air, almost as if it's riding something.
Mero's going to try and
Phantom
use
Cannon?
Hunter Sense again.
Johan's going to pick up the cold iron
Mm-hmm.
and try and whack the light with it.
Well, Mero's going to try and smell whatever the light is.
Johan is going to begin chasing this moving light with this cold iron, and it is going to begin running from him, weaving between the pillars down here, moving almost faster than his, or moving just as fast, if not faster than his speed. You can roll me an attack roll if you well, you can't dash action and attack it. But yeah, the few times you are able to get like near it and swerve at it, it is going to move out of your move out of the way of the cold iron.
I can't get it an attack roll to see if I can connect with it.
If you know what, I'll allow you to burn one of your reactions as an attack at it. Take an attack of opportunity at it.
Okay.
You're too slow.
I am too slow. An attack action is a D20 plus my proficiency mod, right?
Yes.
Improvised weapon.
While this is all going on, Mero again is still trying.
Right, so it'd be with my strength mod then.
Father Ace is kind of standing there disinterested.
I'm curious as to whether it hurts ghosts.
19, you're gonna have like this little stick of cold iron connect with it, and it passes straight through this thing, fuzzing it a little bit, but whatever it is seems unaffected. It stops and looks at you and begins writing something in the air, dancing very angrily.
Again, Mero's going to use Hunter Sense while this thing starts dancing.
Mero, looking at this, trying to discern properties about it, you don't feel like this is even a creature.
Interesting.
But it has emotions.
It looks like it.
Again, considering it is my prey,
I'm gonna go upstairs and grab a vacuum cleaner that shoots laser beams and try and capture it.
Mero's just going to
It's writing something. What is it writing?
Oh, I thought you said riding, as in like on a horse.
Or is it writing? Am I dreaming?
It looks like it's writing. The light is moving in a way that looks like characters. It's not leaving any after images though. Paying attention to what it looks like it's saying in common characters. Everybody squinting at it, saying, "Ooh, I'm a spooky ghost. Scary, scary. You can't stop me." And
Mero's going to yell in old tongue, basically saying, "What the hell are you? Or what are you doing here?"
Wait. Is there anybody in this room disinterested?
Present.
Besides Father A, because I know he doesn't have the ability to do this.
Looking around at each individual member of your party, Octavia is bright red, just kind of like looking away.
Octavia.
We're being trolled.
Mero's just going to. Oh boy.
We got there.
Yeah. Okay. Mero's just going to just shake his head.
I go over there and lightly tap Octavia on top of the cold iron bar.
Do you need a step ladder?
Wait,
Um,
does it affect Octavia?
it does not. But yeah, tapping Octavia with the cold iron bar, she's gonna be like, "Oh, what?" And Oro's gonna look at her and it's like, "Hey, cut it out! She did this last night."
Mero's just gonna shake his head.
Graveyard.
Hunters.
Well, that's the thing is, I know that they did it. She did it to them in the graveyard. Messed with them.
Yeah.
I don't know if they ever told us.
I mean, fair.
Yeah, no, and Mero's just gonna shake his
Yeah. And he's going to shrug and say, "She dragged us through a graveyard last night just to terrify us." And he's gonna say, "Cut it out. This isn't funny." And
What were you doing in a graveyard?
Mero's going to say, "This was fun, but I need to go check on a few things. Get ready for whatever the ball is. I don't want to be late."
At the question of, what were you doing in the graveyard? Octavia, I think she's gonna shrug and say, "I don't know, it looked fun." And Tarum is going to say, "Hardly fun. There's a palace servant there with a vicious-looking mercenary."
Yeah? What'd they look like?
Alright, so all three of them are going to roll a history check. Octavia scratching her head and it's like, Oro looking to the side and it's like, "Well, they had hair and a sword." And Weston being the only one who can competently recall them. And Weston's going to describe a woman with red hair and a foreign longsword, probably of elven make, and yeah, Father A would not have seen her. And then the other person he describes is, let me pull up this guy's character card.
But you see, there's somebody in the room with me.
Yeah.
I know who these people are.
Yeah. And the other person is a man with sandy blonde hair. And he wears a green and white entertainer's outfit. And Weston says that he has seen him around the Zenith Rise occasionally. He describes to you Johan, Lorraine, and Tatis.
What were they doing at the graveyard? Well,
did you say that out loud, or are you just kind of like thinking?
I said that I mumbled that under my breath.
Yeah, Oro's going to add in and say they were at the Magnate's Memorial. If anything, paying respect to Marcus, but I didn't want to stick around to find out.
They probably weren't paying respect to Marcus. They were probably trying to resurrect him. So they can get information out of him.
Mara's going to, because I don't think he's left yet. I'm going to do a history check to see if I know Marcus.
Oh, yeah. You're going to know Marcus Bertolf easily on a 10. He was before Celestial Magnate Ariana Bertolf, and I'll show these character cards to you. He is her brother. He was never officially the ruler of the country. He held the throne as an impromptu ruler after his father was assassinated, and while the next ruler was waiting to be elected and appointed. Before the next ruler could be appointed, he was killed by an assassin.
It's a shame.
Assassin.
Okay.
Why?
It's a shame he died.
Okay.
Couldn't have been prevented.
Yeah, Marrow's going to.
Died in your arms, didn't he, Father A? You had to watch him die the entire time. It was a horrible, horrible
Marrow
experience for
is
you.
just going
You must
to.
still be scarred.
I'm trying to think of how Marrow would react to this knowledge.
I wonder how Father A would react to that knowledge.
With calm disinterest.
It doesn't
trying to
affect me,
resurrect-
probably.
No, but Marrow, because how would he? I'm trying to think of like. Oh, because of again, Marrow not being into politics, trying to think of like what this person's feelings towards his friend here that is Kuro, and how they would react to Kuro.
Marcus started a civil war.
And Marcus is the reason why shit hit the fans.
Okay.
I mean, is he though?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he could have prevented it, but he died, so he couldn't prevent it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just going to keep silent then, and just kind of ponder on that, kind of think on it.
Well,
Should we have reason to be concerned about these people then, Johan?
considering one of them is raised from the dead, we know that the group has the ability to do so and control them to a point.
Yes, but what are your dealings with them?
When you say one of them's raised from the dead, Octavia's gonna say, what?
Yeah, the female is, or should be dead. She was killed in Red X, correct?
Yes, as far as you know.
Barty told us.
Yeah. Yeah, Bartholomew told you guys that, Bartholomew told you guys she was killed in Red Axe, but that is well-known knowledge throughout the Kalkin, that she died. And we can put her name back on here. Boom. And I'll put her information back. All right. But yeah, Lorraine Eyre and Tatis were the two people seen. When you say one of them was dead, Oro is gonna just kind of like stretch his jaw of just kind of like running his tongue through his teeth and say, that doesn't sit right. Dead should stay dead.
I agree.
I also agree. But
under arrest.
Currently, she's working as a mole for the Kalkin. What was the name of that group that Marcus was part of?
Gindenthal.
Yeah, she's a mole for the Kalkin and the Gindenthal. And Tatis is her essentially master at this point in time. He's the one who raised her.
Orho is going to say, there's a circle of Gindenthal here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
boy
Marcus was
Violent religion?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gindenthal?
You can roll a history check if you want.
I just like that thought now that every time someone says Gendendel, lightning and thunder crackles in the background.
Like Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Gendendel.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, what you know about Gendenthal, there's a religion. There's a. Well, actually, no, you won't know the finer details of it. You know, Gendenthal's a pretty bad thing. You're not sure exactly why. They're pretty secretive, but when they pop up, normally people start dying. There was a huge set of crusades just a few months ago that killed a lot of innocent people, and that started because a country switched their official religion over to Gendenthal. It topples governments and destabilizes society. It's not a very fun thing.
What? Topples.
Again, just besides
like
with that, it's just like
wars to happen.
I was just going to say Gendenthal. Like, why that? What's so big?
An unsavory religion.
Yeah.
They say the same thing about cursed.
True.
But you're not inherently trying to cause trouble.
I was just going to kind of nod and like, you got to. It's just like can't argue.
Somebody, Bartholomew did. Bartholomew informed Johann and Father A, knowledge that the party has.
Letter?
I don't know if he ever shared that. No, he did share that. Alis never sleeps. And then the map that goes to the magnates memorial. But Bartholomew told Father Anderson and Johann a saying of Gendenthal is the greatest sin is blindness. And that is one of the things that tipped Bartholomew off to Marcus being a part of the circle.
Oh, because Marcus made that same saying.
Yeah.
So, maybe we should go look at that memorial and make sure that dead bodies stay lying dead.
We won't have time to go to the ball if we do that.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have been talking down here for about an hour. Even if you left for the ball now, you would be late to it.
Well, Mayo's going to probably still rush over there.
It is a half a day away. It's not something you can just rush to.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
But he still needs to meet up with Kuro.
Yeah.
They have these parties. They have these parties every week.
Yeah, every single week, every single 9th day.
Kuro's the only one who he knows, and besides, he's going to be heading towards that direction just to try and find her. because his closest home is he does not live in this area.
Look, we can get you a room at the South Pell. Don't make me put you on a leash.
Yeah, Mero did sign up for a responsibility.
We're going grave robbing.
We're going to make sure that someone didn't rob graves.
Yeah. Anybody got a Valpyr dagger?
That's funny. Stepping outside of the Kalkin office, Oro noticed it. Oro noticed it. I know Octavia noticed it. And I forgot who else noticed it. Oh no, Father A noticed it too.
My passive perception is
17.
Yeah.
It's 16.
Tatis is across the street, sitting inside of a stable stall.
Oh, wait. Have you just left the dungeon, or?
We just left the Kalkin building.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say before. Oh, well, I could probably have this done later.
Yeah. So across the street in the in the stable of the Silver Dagger Tavern. Tatus is sitting in a stall. He is set up with a large lantern burning on the table. He is playing cards with 2 other groups of people. The direction he is facing is directly at the Kalkin office. The party noticed him when they came here. Just everybody who noticed him, he wasn't important to them.
Okay.
Do you guys still do you still continue to the graveyard?
Johan didn't notice him, so I can't say no.
A really deep urge to start breaking fingers.
Wait, what was Johan's passive perception?
15.
15? Yeah, you noticed him. He's not being stealthy.
Oh. You did. You listed off everybody but me.
Yeah. Well, the party noticed because the party came to the Kalkin office to pick up Johan. Johan was already inside the office. He never stepped out to see him.
Oh.
So
we were, leaving.
You guys notice him again as you're leaving.
Okay.
I'm going to do because Mayo's cautious. I'm going to do a perception check in just terms of what he's kind of doing as he's walking by, or as I'm walking past. Wow, that's a low roll.
You're real consistent.
Like super average, like a pretty bland.
Yeah, looking at him, looks like he's gambling.
Okay.
I want to continue going to the graveyard, but
Okay.
keeping an eye out to make sure to see if he starts following us.
Okay.
He's obviously pointed towards the Kalkin office.
Yeah, I will tell you based on what you see on your passive perception. Yeah, as you head towards the memorial, towards the Palace District into the catacombs of McTharon Reese, does not look like he is following you. You are able to get there into the afternoon. You can weave your way through the different mausoleums and memorial sites, but you can go to the Magnates Memorial. The 3 tombs that are there, Respis Bertolf, Marcus Bertolf, and Celia Bertolf are all...
Question?
Yes.
Aren't all of them dead? Like, there's like 3 non-named people that are also dead.
There are 3 Bertolfs alive.
I thought his other kids are dead.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
had,
yep,
like,
I'm
4
sorry.
kids.
Yeah, those other 2 are dead too. The other 2 princes. Yep. The other 2 princes are dead. There are 3 Bertolfs alive, and there are 5 Bertolfs dead.
Something's not sitting well with me. Leaving Tatus right next to the Kalkin office, unguarded, because nobody else is
Meat's there.
Meat's there?
Yeah, Meat is there. She is guarding the door.
Yeah, Mayo had some fun getting introduced to Meat.
And Giovanna was there upstairs.
Confident in her strength. She's just not very wise.
Yeah.
I mean, she's handy in a fight.
Yeah.
Also, you know, I mean, all more Meat's lost, but if Tatus tries something, guess what? I get to break his body parts.
Yeah.
You're just gonna have to close your eyes.
Yeah, so, I'm not gonna get those other 2 princes' names because,
That's fine, I just was confused, because
Yeah.
I was like, did they, like, because they weren't ever magnate or married to the magnate, did they get, like, schlepped off to some...
They were part of the High Council. I know where my notes for them are. I just don't want to go into that document because it's super long.
It's unimportant to the story. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
do all the tombs look good? Like, bodies?
Bodies? Are you opening these? They're sealed.
Well, that was okay, so I asked that because meta knowledge, Barty's already been
Oh yeah, because Barty's
around here.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know if they resealed Celia.
Yeah.
Okay, so what Mayo... Well, here's a way you can answer that question. Mary's going to start kind of examining the earth around some of them and seeing for any fresh dig.
Roll me a survival check to track.
Aren't they? I was about to say, aren't they like New Orleans style, like
raised up above ground?
Yeah. So,
Consistency.
it's so consistent.
Just
consistently average.
roll me like 4 checks real quick. Just roll me like 4 checks. Just as... Okay, there you go. I just want to make sure that I didn't have to go through and edit your settings. Alright.
Like it was somehow like a bounded D20.
Roll 11, 10.
I will describe these again for how this is. Like, think of like an open Greek temple. This is a mausoleum, and these coffins are made of stone. Are made of marble, and they are raised above the ground. This memorial is and we should probably go to like some more appropriate music for this. This memorial is like a very it's like a place where you can run and walk and drag your hand like across these coffins. If you've ever been to like a wake of, you know, how they have the casket on display before it's like buried in the ground, that's what this is. They're waiting until.
Or if you ever played, if you ever played Skyrim,
yes,
you know exactly what this is.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, Celia. So they were waiting to bring Celia into the catacombs until, you know, after Respis died. But Respis only died a few months ago, along with his sons and along with his like 2 months ago. So this memorial is going to be on display for a while, so everybody, you know, in the country can properly mourn. Now,
are there any marks of movement, or like shows that these things have been opened recently?
Okay, so on the ground, tracking humanoids that have been through here and how recently. Marrow is going to be able to tell people have been through here recently, but this is also a public site. So it's hard to tell like how long ago and who they were or what they were doing. Just from everybody's passive investigation, looking at the tombs, it doesn't look like they have been disturbed, and Celia's looks like it's been resealed.
Celia's has been resealed. That means it's been opened recently.
Barty opened it. Barty told you guys he opened it.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, because there's no body in here.
Yeah, and he told you there was no body inside of it.
Okay.
But that wouldn't be completely nefarious. Ariana would have told you guys she had it resealed out of respect.
Okay. I want to do a closer investigation on fucking, what's his name? Marcus, thank you. Jesus. I want to do a closer investigation on Marcus's tomb.
Okay.
Maybe our passives is not good enough. Never mind. This is worse than my passive.
Yeah, looking this tomb over, I mean, it is definitely sealed. Heavy marble top laid over this thing. If you want to open this, I mean, you can, but as far as you believe, you don't think anyone's been in here. It's been like 3 weeks since Marcus has been dead, though. So if you open it, it's not going to be a pretty sight inside.
It's going to be gross.
Yeah.
Real gross.
I mean, he was embalmed.
Still real gross.
Yeah. But embalmed's not burned.
He wasn't napalmed.
Well, no, if he was embalmed, not napalmed.
So does it look good?
I mean, yes, but I'm not a detective.
I mean, I guess I can look, but I'm also not.
Rock's not here.
Tracker.
Rock is a detective.
I'm a tracker.
I guess I'll give it the once over
Damn it, Jim.
because of my
I'm
emotional
not-
stake in this.
Hmm.
I really like the guy, you know?
Marrow.
Octavia is going to provide you with the help action. She's going to point out where they were standing before before
It is a 12.
they interrupted her. Nice. So you took over Wolf's roles tonight. On the 12, yeah, it looks like everything's in order with the coffin. It is a tomb. Or the stone casket. I don't like the word casket. I feel like there's a better way to describe this.
Casket, tomb, coffin.
Not to
thought it was
be
a better
confused
word.
with coffers.
Oh, sarcophagus! There we go. That's the word I'm looking for.
Because you want to get really fancy.
It looks like it's properly sealed. Hasn't been tampered with. Now, I would like to mention, the party said that there's nothing in Sela's.
Celia.
And I believe Celia's, my bad. Celia's. And I want to say that it was properly sealed when he checked.
Father A pushing this thing open.
I mean, I ain't got no respect for this motherfucker. But I mean, I guess, like, I'd be like, the only way we're going to know is if we look. But, you know, respect for the dead and all that.
Marrow's going to do just kind of a casual glance around to us to make sure there's nobody watching them.
We are like mid-afternoon.
Oro is going to step out and say, I'll keep watch. Ariana would want to know if something happened to her brother. He puts his hand on his sword and steps off out of the memorial.
All right, baby, we're gonna muscle this motherfucker off.
All right,
Or,
it is
I
a
don't-
DC 18 athletics check to get it open.
I will
Marrow's
provide
going to
the
help
help
out.
Okay.
Yeah, Marrow is also going to help.
Father A, give me that check with with advantage. Marrow, go ahead and roll me it. If you get above 12, you can add +2 to Father A's check.
Boom! Woo!
All right. So Father A
the
just
hell
kind of Father A just kind of pushes you guys back and is like, "Look, I got this." Like Marcus and I were close.
I rolled a 1.
Don't worry, I rolled an 18. Plus 4.
The smell of death is going to, as you're pushing this marble, as you're pushing like this marble lid aside, the smell of death is going to start seeping up like out of here, and
Marrow's going
those
to kind of cover his nose. Cover his nose.
yeah those oils and I forgot that other thing they use. It's on the tip of my tongue for embalming.
Salt.
Not exactly, but I'll think of it later and I'll type it in the chat and be like that. But anyways, the smell of death is definitely going to like raise up out of here. And as you guys get this about a fifth off, a quarter off, and then a third off, just tilted to the side, you are going to be able to see a body inside of here. Decaying, although be it very, very slowly, dressed in like amazingly ornate robes.
Yeah, okay, but you said a body.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Marcus.
I believe it's Marcus, and we should close it.
I am going. Oh wait. I'm going to. I'm trying to think of on how Marrow can check this because Marrow hunts undead as a passive thing. Would a hunter sense if it was a resting, like, us basically think of it like a sleeper?
Yeah,
agent,
yeah,
but for undead?
you would be able to do that. But yeah, looking at it, this is just a corpse.
Dead.
I mean, my thing was just like, you know, I can't do much. If it looks like the real deal, like as far as I understand, I can't identify corpses and get their personal history.
I mean, you can ask him, like, hey, are you Marcus? Yeah, who killed you? It's like...
We don't need to know that.
Yeah,
It
Mary's
was Tatum,
gonna...
doppelganger.
Mhm.
This is in the news.
Yeah, Mary's gonna use Hunter Sense just to see if it's like a sleeper.
Yeah, it is, he's very dead. There's no life in this corpse.
Okay.
Well, let's seal him back up. Our curiosity has been stated.
But not our question.
He's very dead. And very much here.
Sealing, you're able to seal the tomb back, pushing it back into place.
Brandon,
Yes.
can I use Divine Sense here?
Yes, you can. The
60 feet.
Yeah, the only thing that's going to ping on your divine sense is yeah, you're not going to detect desecrated ground up here, but you will detect Amiriel pings as undead. That's it.
Okay. I was just making sure that, well, I'm curious as to whether there's like a secret passageway here, and that's where the headquarters for the Gnethar religion are.
There is a stairwell behind here that leads down into the royal catacombs. Matherin Reese, it like specifically translates to something. Matherin is the royal light, and Reese is something I forgot that I'd have to look up in a different set of notes. It's not in the campaign Bible. But yeah, this set of catacombs winds down. It is very large. This is where all the magnates and magnates' family are buried.
That's why I was hoping that, half a football field sphere would be able to detect whether there was something moving underground.
Yeah, you don't sense anything here. Do keep in mind that it's blocked by a foot of stone.
Does a foot of stone block Divine Sense?
On the creature detection, I believe. If you read it real quick for me, I would super appreciate that. I've got to...
I'm going to look it up because I have it... I'm pretty sure I copied paste that from the thing.
No, it's, for, until your next turn, you open your senses to, blah, blah, blah. Evil rings as blankety blank, and good sounds like blankety blank to you. You can detect who is... Let's see.
Open the awareness to detect evil until the end of your next turn. You know the location of celestial fiends undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total coverage.
Yeah, so if they have total cover from you, you can't detect them. You're able to seal this back. The one thing that I am looking at.
I can often detect desecrated or consecrated. Right?
Yes. Up this high, you don't detect any over here. It is a 60-foot sphere.
Yes.
All right. You are all able to. Put the lid back on this thing. Marcus is resting. And I feel like, just like as you guys do, and you're making sure this is sealed, you're going to notice there are areas where the marble is kind of scratched that doesn't exactly line up with the scratches you guys just made moving and putting this thing back on.
That's what I was looking for the first time we did the investigation check. So it's been open once before.
It seems like it.
Maybe they did the questioning and then left his, and then did off with him again. Johan says out loud to everyone.
It's possible.
Mayor's just gonna shrug because he doesn't know the person personally.
You know, Gale Song wanted to talk to Marcus.
Yeah. But they saw Titus here.
Yeah.
Well, we can talk to them.
Yeah, we should probably go check up on the Calkin office, make sure Titus didn't decide to go inside and look for stuff. And hopefully he's still at the bar across the street. We can go talk to him.
Alright, going back and looking for Tatis. He's actually gone. That gambling table is still set up there. Stepping inside the Calkin office, it doesn't appear he's came inside. Greets everybody enthusiastically of like, "Hey, welcome back." She is working on some sort of chainmail, although it is barely even chainmail. It is silver chain she's putting together in some form of a dress.
Mayor's just gonna kind of growl under his breath with a eye.
Meat, did anybody come in asking for anything?
She's gonna look up and say no. Giovanno's getting ready for his next job. Makana's came in earlier this morning, but since you guys have been here, the office has been quiet.
Okay.
Mayor's just gonna find a place to kind of sit down and think.
Well, that lead's dead now.
You guys do know Tatis works at the castle. Like it is.
What?
He works
Tatis
at
works
the
at
the castle.
He works at the castle.
Zenith Rise. He's an entertainer.
He won't be hard
Yeah.
to find.
He doesn't particularly hide himself from you guys.
But the point is, we're not supposed to know we should be looking for him. You should be easy enough to find. But since we've used up so much time as it is, I, regrettably, am going to go see Aelus.
Octavia is going to say, "Ooh, she's fun."
You want to ask whatever you want to see Octavius for?
Or Aelus?
Or Aelus for.
Ariana said that she's come up with some new way to tackle this ghost storm. As her knights, it behooves us.
Alright, I will follow.
Mayor's just kind of growl and just... I need time
You need time?
to think.
With the party
How much
here.
time?
I need to know the lay of the land better. If I'm going to be effective here.
You guys could spend the evening acclimating Marrow to the city, and then go see Alice and the Knight. You guys know she doesn't sleep, or at least she's been awake every time you've needed her.
Marrow's goes, you can go, and meet back here. I'd rather explore people I'm more comfortable with, or by myself.
Well, just don't get yourself in any trouble.
Alright, splitting the party?
Yay!
Hey, best decision ever.
Splitting the party when you guys know you're being watched. I love it. Alright.
I'm not gonna go fucking tramps around the city.
I'm also not going to dance around the city.
So, half the party heads to Alice's office. And Marrow is going to stay at the Kalkin office.
For now, kind of like partially looking around at the moment just to kind of see if there's like a map or anything.
Okay. Yeah, if you ask me, she'll take you upstairs and show you to the war room. And show you a map of the city, and she'll show you what areas of the city are destroyed and what areas are still there are people settling in. But we're going to handle the party at Zenith Rise. So, going to Zenith Rise. Let us see. You guys are going to get here in the afternoon, and cool. Okay, so you're gonna get here in the afternoon. Going into the late afternoon. As you arrive at Zenith Rise, one thing is going to be different. The Palace Concourse, or the Merchants Concourse leading up to the Palace, which is normally filled and just lined with all of these street merchants and stalls and people trying to sell anything they can. A couple people, oh man, I forgot the name, begging out here for panhandling out here, and this area is just full of life. Walking to the castle. Today it has been cleared out. There is a processional on either side here of about 2 rows of 20 soldiers each. So on either side, there's about 40 soldiers lining the Earth Gate, and and 2 members of the High Council on horseback, specifically Kylissa and Tristan. Let's see, where did we put the High Council? And where did we put Kylissa Tolls? I'll find her eventually. Alright, so, yeah, they are mounted on horseback. Of course, you guys are known here. You are allowed to walk by this processional. High Councilman Tristan and High Councilwoman Kylissa each nod a sign of respect to you as you are the magnate servants walking through this concourse and into the Earth Gate.
Does Tristan look grumpy?
Does not look like it.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Out of character, I was just curious, would have already known about Marrow being knighted or not?
I mean, I would.
The party knows. These people would not have.
The party knows, but like if Marrow were to walk around and like trying to go into areas that the rest of the party can go into.
No, that just
what they
happened this morning, so the news hasn't spread widely yet.
Okay. Just for curious reason, for what's
All
when
right.
he's wandering.
Does anybody want to say anything to him, or do you guys just keep walking by?
I mean, I don't know these people.
I also don't know these people. Like, I feel like I fought with Tristan once, but just the once.
All right. Stepping into the castle, Jami is in the grand vestibule, waiting with his two mages, both Alis and God, I always forget the second lady's name. I'm not even gonna bother looking it up. The other mage that nobody ever uses.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, him and his diviners are standing at the ready. They each nod to you as you walk by. Are walking to walk up. I'm assuming you guys walk up to Alis.
Yep.
Yeah, as you step up to Alis, she's gonna say, I see you've came for the festivities too.
Well, we heard there were going to be fireworks, so we decided to come watch.
No, I came to see you.
She looks a little surprised at that and says, well, if you'd like to wait for me, I'll be in my office in another half hour.
I guess we will wait right here.
You wait here, or you wait in her office?
I mean, we can wait here. And once she finishes, we'll follow her to her office.
All right.
Apparently, we're waiting here.
You guys stand in line with Alis.
I was going to stand off to the side and just watch her.
Okay. Does anyone want to say anything to her? Or Jami?
Well, I'd like to say things to Jami, but not with the witnesses. Which I also just realized the context. No, it's not stab, 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 actually. It's just, hey, you might have some Gindenthal left. His name is Tatis. But I don't trust Alis. Also, die, scum! Oh.
Alright, so you wait for about a half hour, and you hear a procession coming through town before finally stepping into the castle behind.
You had a fiance? Oh no, sorry. That's the other. Wrong one. I thought it was Marcus.
Stepping into the grand vestibule with the two high councilmen is the court consort regent Marlena Bertolf. As she steps in, Jami, Alis, and the other mage bow. She holds up a hand and says, "Where's my stepdaughter?" Jami steps forward and says she's currently making a residence out of South Pell. She's not well, but South Pell is safe. She's under High Councilwoman Anadelia's watch. The regent nods and says, "Wonderful. I suppose we need to get things back in order here." Jami says, "Yes, Your Grace, I can help you understand the situation of the castle if you'd like." She nods and says, "Yes, walk with me, Jami. The rest of you, except for the High Councilmen, are dismissed." They begin walking off.
Oh, I'm not going to stop them.
Let's say, I believe this is when we leave with Aylis.
Yep.
Yeah. Aylis just kind of just goes a lot of press.
I'm sorry. It's just funny because, it's funny because, first wife and the second wife.
Anyways, Zenith Rise. Let's see.
Oh God, we are a soap opera.
Yeah, exactly. Aylis leads you up to her office, and is going to. You guys are going to see her pull out a key and actually unlock it, and step in, leaving the door open for all of you. And she's going to say, "How's my favorite magnate doing?"
Well, Respus is dead, so.
You actually
Marcus
say
is
that?
also dead.
Yeah, that was my attempt at a very bad joke.
Yeah, Aylis is going to look up for a second and say, "I meant Ariana. I heard she's been getting sick lately. I do have to get down there and see her more often. I've only been convening and sending some letters."
She's fine. Her sickness is very overblown. She needs to eat more, but other than that...
Oro looks incredibly... he looks like he's seen a ghost as, you guys are
God,
talking
he
about
needs some
this.
chill!
Yeah, Aylis is going to look at him and say, "Is he okay?" Rolling an insight into him and, beating his, deception of 3. And she beat it with a 6. So...
Oh, no, he's fine, he's perfectly fine.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Johan doesn't know either.
Wait, Johan doesn't know?
You weren't there.
Yeah. Aylis is gonna say, what... Aylis is gonna say, "What's wrong with her?" Oro is going to say, "No, she's fine, definitely, fine. I mean, sometimes, people get sick, when they're pregnant, but she's not pregnant or anything." As she continues to ramble, Octavia is going to pull his red hair, just yanking him. Aylis is going to look surprised at that and say, "Really?"
Yes. I was trying to respect her privacy, but Oro has the composure of ice in the summer.
She says, "Please, I've killed for her. I would do much more. I'm actually excited. So is she oath sworn to anyone?"
I'm just gonna wait for Oro to fail his deception check.
Yeah,
Yo,
and then Aylis is going
unfold.
to look at Oro and then just kind of put the situation together and say, "Impulsive child. I'll go see her today."
I'm personally glad that Maro decided to stay behind.
I mean, outside of the fact that I just don't want you near your daughter, I can't really be like, well, no, that's not a good idea.
Well, the fact that the daughter in question doesn't want anybody babying her or treating her like a child, I don't think it's a good idea.
I'm just gonna state again the hilarity of this. Just, she doesn't want anybody babying her, treating her like a child, and we're saying this about, the only person qualified to treat her like a child.
Does Johan know that Aylis is her mother?
None of us do.
Okay.
That's all meta knowledge.
Okay.
But anyways, I mean, if you must, maybe you could talk some sense into her. She doesn't want anybody babying her, but she also doesn't want to take care of herself.
Aylis nods, and she's gonna say, "There are some unique health factors she needs to become aware of, regarding that charm I put on her and how it might interact with another life."
Really? Do tell.
She smiles and says, women's needs.
Insight.
I mean, on like trying to inspect Alis on that comment, it does seem like she is holding something back from you, especially that Alis told you that that curse she put on her. Basically, it does feel like Alis is holding something back from you. Yeah, we'll go with that.
I figured that just because she whipped out women's needs,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just kind of like, yeah, she's bullshitting, but if I roll a nat 20, that's not gonna tell me all the lies.
Yeah, and Alis is gonna say, so you came to see me? Did Ariana send you? She was the only one I sent a sending to about my strategy.
Yes. She informed us that you had a new strategy. And I felt it,
Okay.
pertinent. I felt it pertinent to, see if you needed any help, or at least know what it was.
Alis is going to hesitate for a second, and then she's going to shake her head and say, the things that I need retrieved are terribly difficult to obtain. I have personal contacts moving in throughout the city, seeing if they can acquire any, but with that storm, trade inside the city's trickling to a stop. I'm hesitant of how effective you can be.
Try us? We've been pretty effective.
Getting things in and out of order is a pastime.
And she's gonna nod and say, I have a need of a phoenix egg. My goal to close that portal up above, or to close that storm up above, would require a magical object that could fuel itself almost indefinitely. And the only thing that I can think of that could do something like that would be flames from the earth fire, or a phoenix egg, or a phoenix's soul.
Does it have to be a fire phoenix? Or a dark phoenix?
She shrugs and says, the magic that I've been planning for has involved the soul of a fire phoenix.
Okay. Because I know where a portal for a dark phoenix is, and I threw the egg back in it.
We closed that portal.
Yeah, we did do that too.
And she's gonna say, really? People experimenting with extraplanar portals here in the capital?
Well, it was a den of terror.
And we stopped them from going on a massacre, so go us.
Alis is going to nod and say, how wonderfully interesting. And then she's going to look up at Muriel and say, that medal you found, what was it?
Cold iron. We have reason to believe that there's something underneath Zenith Rise. We think the metal is a container of sorts.
She's going to hesitate and say, well, whatever it is, wouldn't be contained to just Zenith's Rise. Or it wouldn't be contained to down there. Probably be free to roam this entire castle. When the Sage's Tower was destroyed, bits of that were found all in the rubble.
Is there history of there being something buried underneath Zenith Rise?
Alis is going to shrug and say, a lot of the history of Zenith's Rise was lost in the Second Shattering. But from my understanding, the reason the River Fortress of Ardor was settled in the first place was because that between these two rivers once stood a wizard's tower for some ancient mage. And she was gonna say, you should ask the sage. Knowledge like that's her specialty. Magic and divination is mine.
I was going to say, that kind of history would mean a visit to Anna. Another thing is that the metal seems to resist divining. I tried to identify its properties, and it actively resisted the attempt.
Alis is going to be concerned and say, is it enchanted?
No. It's not magic so much as it seems to just fight it off.
She swallows a little bit, and she's gonna say, in my experience with divination, there is only one form of divination magic that constantly fails if it's not magically warded against, and that's divining on something related to a deity.
So are you saying that that this metal is potentially enchanted by a god?
And she's gonna say, if you didn't sense or detect magic from it, it wouldn't be enchanted. That said, whatever visions you would have seen from identifying this, or trying to scry on it, if the gods don't want to be seen, they don't want to be seen. At will, they can block it.
Interesting.
Is there a way we can...
Is there a way you can what? I missed that last word.
I'm trying to think of a way to word it. When they were excavating this material, was there a room or something where they were excavating it from?
The foundation of the Sage's Tower.
I heard the foundation of the
foundation of the Sage's Tower.
Well, I know, but like when they were excavating it, it was just a pile of rubble. When they moved the pile of rubble, was there like a basement there? Like, was there a room?
They weren't sure. What they were sure of was more of this went into the ground. The Zenith Rise, like, you know, the queen of the country just showed back up today. And, you know, the magnate and high council and everybody has been getting assassinated like crazy, like flies. You know, there were 40 soldiers outside for her, you know, return. The country is struggling.
I didn't even think about the fact there was a queen.
You can roll a history check on her. She is a decently well-known figure.
Well, I mean, I feel like I know her because, you know, I smuggled her stepdaughter.
I will say, yeah, I was gonna say.
22.
Yeah.
22.
Marlena, remarried, Respis right after, his, wife died. However, she spent very little time ever inside the, capital. She was, a member of, or rather, she, left to, lead the, charge on, Betrayer's Isle as a member of, Nazaram, as many prominent, nobles, did, and leaders of, families, did a few years ago. Lots of Ardorian, glory seekers and warriors left to join the, Nazaram cause, and finish off the Archblade. It is safe to say that, you know, with that it takes about a month to get from it takes just over a month to get from Betrayer's Isle back to Ardor Sarai. That if, you know, she left when Respis, when she got the news of Respis's death, this would be about the time she was arriving in the capital.
So she had to go through the entirety of, oh yeah, your son's also dead.
Oh, God. Well, gotta kill her.
Can't have that with you.
I can't leave that many Bertolfs alive. It's a poison tree, gotta pull it out at the roots. That's a beautiful conversation in a way. Hi, I helped smuggle out your stepdaughter, and that's why she's here today. I also killed your son. After rescuing him and failing to save your husband and your other 2 children.
Yeah, but all that to say, you know, the mages couldn't dig on the site because they were waiting till the magnate allocated more protection for them.
Gotcha.
The castle is barely occupied except for diplomats and serving staff. It is mostly in ruins.
Just can't wait for Zenith Rise to turn out to, you know, not actually be a mound in the center of a city, but to be built
A
on
lion turtle!
I was thinking Groudon. But sure, lion turtle.
Lion turtle's the best answer.
I would, if you're thinking about that one D&D YouTube video, I would not hide a Tarrasque in the middle of, like, one of the world's biggest cities.
So is your thought that a deity is affecting the metal, giving it its properties, or that it sensed my attempts to learn its properties and interfered?
Alis is going to shrug and say, I'm not familiar with cold metal. It doesn't exist in any text that I've heard about. But I trust the Kalkin's diagnosis of the situation.
I'm thinking that this thing was keeping a deity locked up, and it doesn't want us knowing what kind of deity it is. After hearing the explanation of Alis's divination prospects.
Alis is going to, after you guys are sitting here talking, she's going to say, perhaps you can be of assistance to me. I'm a little bit more reclusive. I only help when people come seeking my aid. But you have more connections than me. I do know of where a potential phoenix egg might be, but you might have to remove it by force.
Why must you always make me do unsavory things?
Damn it, Mara, I really wish Mara was CNL.
Well,
Where is it?
She's gonna grimace and say somewhere in the countrysides of Ardor. Or somewhere in the countrysides of Ardor Sarai in Arothia, south of Somar Villa. It's my understanding, the Nakarts have a private treasure trove that they keep. A cavern hidden with all of their family's treasured valuables. My attempts to detect it or divine on it have failed, but from what I know, before the Nakarts settled Arothia, the last place a powerful phoenix elemental rested was just south of the capital in those plains. If it was killed or reverted back to an egg, they would have it, and they would likely have it locked up in their treasure trove. You have an in with that. You have an in with the High Councilwoman. If you could use it to locate the location of that trove, I could send one of my agents to retrieve the egg. Or I can hire you to do it for me instead.
We can see about it.
we'll ask.
No promises.
No promises.
Anadelia likes us well enough, but she always seems to keep everybody at an arm's length.
Alis nods and says, bitter woman that one is, and Lithelia's just as reclusive as me. They're not going to give it up. Get the location, and we can do it just like we handled the Mountain Wardens. Teleport in, get what we need, and then leave.
Let's not do that again.
Only if I don't get to bring Johan.
And she's gonna say, please, you guys haven't worked through that yet?
Yeah, we haven't worked through that yet, Father Ray? I thought that was, I thought bygones were bygones.
I don't exactly let it lie when someone tries to kill me.
Whoa.
I've held grudges older than you.
Alis is going to say, now look, I want you to look I want you to look each other in the eye. You've been called and given a position of power. You have a rare opportunity to use that. And she looks at Father A and says, look, we can't control other people or what they do, but we can control how we react to it. Use your opportunity. And she looks at Johan, and she's going to say, if you want to make a point, you do it. You make that point. with power in a display. I'm using words. And she's gonna say, what caused you to do something like that to somebody you considered once to be so close to you?
Well, I thought I used my words, telling him not to kill people, and then he goes out and continues to do so.
And she's gonna shrug and say, people die all the time. They're replaceable.
Yes, but sparing people is what I do. And I hate see people come behind me and clean up.
And she's going to say, so he stepped on your ideals.
Yes, thoroughly. In front of me.
And she's going to look to Father A and say, you stepped on his ideals. That broke something inside of him. I'm sure you understand what that means to some degree.
Yeah. That's why I'm in order. An entire country refuted my ideals.
And she's gonna say, can you find commonality on that? In trying to build something greater than the two of you?
Look, if I have to work with you to render the word of my magnate, I will. But don't expect me to suddenly realize that you're right or righteous.
Alice is going to roll her eyes and say, righteous is perspective.
That was directed to Johan.
No. Curious. Yeah, she says that, like, it is directed at Johan, but she says that at it. And she's going to say, now look, shake hands, make up.
No.
No. Irreconcilable.
Huh?
Was that Father Ray saying that out loud?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. I will also maintain my arms crossed. I stare firm.
Alice is going to say, fine, hold your grudges. I don't care.
And with that, I will hold on to my belief.
Just, pouty, angry men. Alright, so, I guess, what's she gonna say? I'm gonna roll her one last morality die. Yeah, she's gonna say, just, she's looking at this. She's gonna say, yeah, I don't know if I trust to bring you into battle. Just get the location of the vault for me, and I'll do it myself.
We'll see what we can do.
We'll come up with something.
All right. Do you guys want to leave Alice's place, or you stay up there?
Awkward silence. I have a new reformed, understanding that, yeah, this grudge ain't going to go away, so I'm mad as well.
I'm at the same tilt.
So
I came in hating Johan. I left hating Johan.
Still kind of regretting.
I was willing to change, but Father A's not, so never mind. And Alice was being a very good.
Yeah, she's a good mom. Okay.
So with that, I'm gonna leave and I guess start walking over to Anadelia's place.
Is that the party's next decision, Anadelia's place?
I'm gonna hang back
Okay.
for just a little bit. Like, let them leave the room, but not leave Alice's office.
Yeah, as the party is getting ready to depart, Alice is going to call to Muriel and say, Muriel, your debt's paid. I'll make sure the knowledge of those spells gets to you. Muriel is going to nod and say, well, I have no further use to travel with you, and I will see each of you later. Hopefully, not in this life. And leaves.
Yeah, what a dick.
Screw this guy.
Wow, he didn't even know Meryl for a whole day.
I knew he was shady as fuck.
God, let's bond over beating him up.
All of a sudden, Johan breaks all of his vows. And it starts.
I mean, your vows are dumb, so.
It comes in out of nowhere.
As the party is leaving, Father A can hang back. Octavia, Oro, and Muriel left the party. They follow Johan.
Can I,
Oh yeah, you're in a room alone with Alice. Everything I do for Ardor.
Stab.
I have a very bad reputation, it seems.
Alice is going to speak up and save, and she's going to speak up and say, so you're pretty good with identification magic.
It came in handy back in the day.
And she's gonna nod and say, after that spirit storm ravaged the city, Jambi and I noticed you going into the quartermaster's chamber almost every day, sorting through all those swords.
Well, I wanted one of them.
She nods and says, and I assume yours means something meaningful to you.
Very meaningful to me. I don't think I properly thanked you the day of the storm's opening. You probably were a tad forced into it, but you brought Celebrus and them to come get me. And then teleported us out.
She is going to, you're going to see her nod, and she's going to say, yeah, I told that mage of yours to leave you for dead, but they were insistent.
I agree with your assessment, but I do appreciate that they didn't listen and you entertained them.
And she's gonna nod and say, well, you're welcome. It's not often I get praised.
I had another favor to ask of you.
She raises an eyebrow.
After the fight in the boat that killed Celebrus, would I know what a Haraf is?
Yes, you would know what a Harif is. It is, one of the angelic servants of the goddess of death.
I was touched by the servant of Renulta. I'm so cold. All the time.
Alice goes digging through a chest in her office while you're talking.
I'm quite sure that whatever it did to me cursed me.
She looks back at you and says, "Oh, I specialize. Well, curses are kind of a hobby of mine."
Yes, and frankly, the only person I could think of to ask, besides potentially Johann, and we've already covered my feelings about him.
Yeah, Alice is going to say, it's not something that comes naturally with my job. If you give me a day's time and come see me tomorrow, I can study on how to remove it and prepare a proper spell to do so.
That would be much appreciated. Do I owe you anything for the service? Or are you going to do it with the goodness of your soul?
Alice is, she's going to laugh a little bit, and is she going to bargain anything for you from this? And she's going to shake her head and say, locate that Phoenix A, or that vault for me, and if you do that, we'll be even. Finally, digging back through her chest and pulling out a blanket and tossing it towards Father A. Saying, until then.
Why do I feel like this is a suspect blanket?
Well, you won't be cold.
Well, yeah. I mean, I get it. And I only distrust it because Alice gave it to me. But also because the only thing left in her goddamn tomb, I believe, was a blanket. I don't know if I just got a death blanket or a normal blanket. Also, what if it has lice?
I mean, it smells pretty pleasant.
That's nice. Thank you again. Should I if I get a chance to, would you like me to let Ariana know that you want to see her?
She nods and says, but I'm not going to make her travel through this weather or in her condition back here. I'll go see her in South Pell.
Well, I believe that's where they're going. I could escort you if you'd want.
Alice is gonna shake her head and say, no, I have one more meeting to keep things in order around here. Marlena is going to... and she stops herself and says, the consort regent's going to want to... is going to want to know what we're doing in the diviner's office and how we're utilizing our time.
Alright then. I'll see you tomorrow then to remove this curse.
She nods and says, don't die before then.
I'm not that lucky. And then I'll just leave on that morbid note.
Before you do, Alice is going...
Or at least I'll attempt to leave.
Well, yeah, I'm wondering real quick. Give me 1 second to check something. Is this... Oh, it is concentration. That's kind of garbage. Never mind. Yeah. Yeah, before you leave, Alice is going to stop you. And I'm going to roll her a percentage die if she'd have any of these prepared. And she's going to give you... she's going to stop you and say, I've been, in my free time at night, preparing as many of these as I can. Here's... And she's going to give you 4 scrolls. And she's going to say, I'm going to try and distribute these out over the palace. Just to survive 10th day. If you can cast those on yourself or your companions, I would recommend doing so.
Can I look at one of the scrolls?
Yes. You're going to recognize the spell Protection from Evil and Good on here.
I would recognize this.
There are 4 of them cast in a first level slot. Excuse me. Druids can cast it, clerics can cast it, rangers can cast it, paladins can cast it. I don't know if sorcerers can cast it, but yeah, you'd have to choose on the 4 people that get it. But I'm pretty sure everybody in your party is capable of casting it. Except Oro. It is
what?
It is a scroll of protection from good and evil. It and you know, Alice is just going to say it helps protect against possession.
But she should have cast it on her daughter, but didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that thought just occurred to me. But I'm also alone in this room.
Yeah.
So, any offhand comment that might inspire a lightning bolt? It's not what I'm here for.
All right, but otherwise, yeah, you are free to go. You can add 4 scrolls of protection from good and evil to your.
I have 4 scrolls of protection against good and evil,
So,
and a blanket.
Father A gets
Everything's
1.
looking up Father A.
Meryl gets 1. Octavia gets 1, and Oro gets 1, and Johan's just left out to no.
No, Johan can have 1 too. I don't need a damn protection.
Neither do I.
1, I
Neither
can
do
learn
I.
that spell. 2, I have turn undead. 4 profit.
Also, I don't need it. Mano doesn't need it.
Fine, Dr. Dog.
Well, I mean, you have 2 that you can give out to somebody. Weston and Oro can't cast it, so somebody would have to cast it on them.
I mean, I can cast it on them. I mean, especially Weston. I love that guy.
It's concentration. Speaking of Weston, if Father A steps out, Weston is going to be in the hallway listening in on this conversation.
Was he listening in?
He was listening in, and like seeing you step out, you're gonna catch him off guard, ear to the door. The door hits his face a little bit, and he's gonna say, "Father."
How much did you hear that, boy?
And he's going to look shakily and say, I was gonna catch up with them as soon as you were on your way.
Look, I'm not your knight, I guess, because
Knight.
right? He's
Yeah.
a squire to a knight.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not Oro. I don't much care what you get up to. I do a little mind that you're in my business. But I guess what I'm saying is I'm not like mad at you or anything.
You need a good role model, and I'm not him.
If you're curious, ask questions. Don't be sneaky. Bad at it.
As you guys are standing in this hallway, Aelys walks up behind you and closes the door. You hear it locking. He's going to look over and say, "What's she doing in there?"
I don't know. That's what concerns me.
Slitting her wrist, pouring the blood into a chalice so she can talk to her undead overlord.
God, that was dark and oddly specific.
All in a movie once.
Okay then. Also, sorry about the Goodberry thing. I was looking over.
Oh, that's fine. We have a homebrew ruling on Goodberry, by the way. It consumes its material components, and we move the berries to a gold cost.
Oh, okay.
So it's 5 gold per casting of the spell.
Okay.
But that said, yeah, Father A and Weston can catch up with the rest of their party. The rest of the party heads to South Bell, and let's check in with Marrow. Real quick, Meat would have showed you like the areas of the town that are destroyed. Most of the city proper, the area that you're in, is in complete ruins.
Okay.
Most of the palace district is destroyed. Eileen is in pretty good condition, and Somia is completely standing, as there weren't many. The boats had difficulty reaching down there.
Okay. Mel would also be probably talking to her, just in terms of like, most likely asking like, am I going to have to have like a king put his sword on either side of my shoulders or something? Kind of like what about being knighted? Just kind of questioning her about that. Afterwards, after she showed her the map. Showed her.
Meat's gonna say, I don't know, this... Once you're a Solsrai, you can just pretty much do what you want.
Well, I'm not much of a knightly person now, am I?
Nonsense, you're totally a knight.
Meat is gonna say, I've seen worse soldiers than you. Trust me, you're fine.
I just realized there's a double pun there. He's a knight, and he's also a creature of the night. So saying you're not a knightly person is completely wrong.
That is true. It's just that I'm used to luxuries. Those that be in this town. Need to get familiar if I'm going to be staying here for an extended period of time. Thanks for your help.
Meat is gonna nod and say, look, beautiful. What defines Solsrai? You want to move like us? If you want to interact with us, it's ambition. It's the fire of any Sarai. The need for more.
Mayo's gonna casually kind of lift up the pendant that he has on his neck and just kind of look at it. Kind of just feeling around where the claw, like the tip of the claw with his hand, as she's talking to him.
And she's going to pull out a gold coin, and place it on top of the map, and say, if you want to get to know society, it starts right here. Moving the coin to the Maiden's Watch on the map.
Mara's gonna take a kind of look and just kind of judge the routes and of the map and just seeing what's the best way to maneuver around there a little bit before nodding. Is there any good deals I can find for something more presentable? I have a feeling my friend Kuro's going to need for bodyguard.
She moves the coin from Maiden's Watch, sliding it to the Palace District, and says, there's a high-class establishment of courtesans here. The matron of the place has a long-standing contract. She moves the coin to Eileen and says, with several different tailors, if you need fabric, you could get it on your way to the palace.
Mayor's gonna nod and say, no offense, but silver's bad for me.
She said fabric.
Oh, yeah, but acknowledging that she's been making silver, just kinda like...
yeah.
Like, I know you could make it, but I'd rather not.
And she's gonna smile and say, a silver dagger hurts us all. And then I think she's gonna go back to her post. Yeah.
Are there any windows nearby where I am?
In the Calcan office, not on the
in the war room.
Not in the war room. No.
Okay.
There is one in the study next to the war room. Yeah, does Mara want to head anywhere from here? Otherwise, we're going to end on the party in South Pell.
Mara's probably going to start heading out and seeing if there's any, keeping an eye out for any wildlife, kind of exploring the area for, like, heading towards, probably, where would be a good spot for him to do some research into, like, the library or anything like that?
Yeah, well, actually, the Sage of Ardor Sarai would be the three best places. There are 3 chantries inside this part of, inside the central part of town, called the Chantry of Unity. I'm sorry, 2 chantries, the Chantry of Discipline and the Chantry of Concordance. The Chantry of Unity is in Maiden's Watch. But any of those 3 places would have massive libraries with people dedicated to helping you out. There would be some smaller ones dotted around the city with smaller sages running them. But if you really wanted like high class, really hard to find information, every city in Ardor Sarai, the country, has like an appointed mayor, essentially, which it's like they're the sage of that city. It's their job to basically just be the knowledge, like the Google search of the city. If anyone needs anything, they were put here because they are studied and they can answer people's questions. The Sage of Ardor is a woman you have met by the name of High Councilwoman Anna Estelle. She's currently in South Pell.
Okay. Would Meryl be able to make his way there while also casually kind of keeping an eye out for, again, any birds or stray animals?
Yeah, and I would just say, just roll me a survival check as you're going, just on how well you familiarize yourself with the city. But
also, because of learning the map, I should also mention this thing.
Okay. Yeah, so, you're just kind of programming the city to your mind. Mero heads towards South Pell. The rest of the party heads towards South Pell, too. seeking out High Councilwoman Estelle. Let's see if she's doing anything important. Anna is currently not doing anything important.
Should I do a check for whether or not he encountered an animal along his way there, or no?
No, I am handling that. Yeah. So you're gonna see city wildlife on your way there, but nothing that really catches Meryl's eye.
Rats, alligators, ghosts, city wildlife.
Yeah.
Like I said, any birds in particular is what he's looking for.
Okay. I mean, there are going to be falcons all over the city. Trained falcons, specifically, delivering messages.
Okay.
And doing tricks and playing, or hunting and, being trained by little kitties.
Okay.
At South Pell, the party is going to come together, and I'll roll her one final check of where you guys find her at. You guys are going to find her in the library of the keep again. All those books that she had her servants taking out and pulling aside for her, she is by a brazier. Seems they have moved furniture for her, and she is reading through them. As the party congregates for the in front of the sage, she is going to smile and say, "You came back so soon."
I had a few questions.
Maybe good, maybe bad favors to ask.
Liz is on and not Anadelia.
Never mind.
Yeah, and Mayor's going to say a few questions about where we're built over.
Anna gestures downwards and says, "The Riverlands."
Meant in terms of what was here prior.
She's going to nod and say, if my memory serves me correctly, these lands became the capital for their religious significance after Galesong won his first victory against the Shatter Fictir just to the north of the river. There was a wizard's tower here before that, around the fortress, but not much is known about it.
That's what we were interested in. Marrow here thinks that perhaps the cold iron is a sort of prison.
A cage, if you will, for an animal that the ghosts would be afraid of.
Anna begins laughing and says, No. Cold iron can be used as a prison for something of that sort. But no. From what I know and scholars conjecture, this tower was formed by a mage of the Calgaran expedition that broke off from the expedition when they headed south. I fear it's nothing as nefarious as you suspect.
Why would
Go ahead.
Why would a wizard build a tower on top of a mound of material that rejects magic?
She's going to say, I've read that it does more than just reject magic.
I tried to identify it, and it actively resisted the divination.
And I tried to lit it aflame, and it just rolled off. Like a duck's feathers with rain.
Anna is going to nod and say, well, magic, it's strange how it interacts with gods, but something powerful must not want to be seen, but what could be underneath it? She shrugs and says, Zenith's Rise doesn't have winding secret tunnels or passageways below the castle. The catacombs of Mukthar and Reese are relatively close, but, you know, there's none of that metal there.
Out of curiosity, is she currently reading anything?
She is.
When we, out of a casual glance, I'm going to do a bit of a... Should I do a perception or an investigation check? Kind of just see what she...
A perception, you just look at it. A investigation check, you walk up to it and, like, pull it out of her hand. So I would say perception. Of just, like, focusing in.
Okay. Yeah, kind of see what she's reading, if I can make out any words that she's...
You are, you're gonna see she is, let's see, I'm gonna roll, on how important this book is, because she has, several things. You're gonna see she is reading about, She's reading a book about a lady who traveled the region almost 100 years ago, and just the different talking about the noble cultures of Arter Sarai. It's going to be called Soul Sarai and Soul Sworn: Oaths Forgotten.
Okay. Mayor's going to turn to the party and saying, so what was the plan? Did she bite?
Alice needs a phoenix egg.
Phoenix? Creature?
Yeah.
I can easily find a... if we're not trying to kill it.
If you
Possible.
if you say that out loud, Anna Estelle is going to perk up, and then just this wonderful bit of randomness that just accidentally worked out, and she's going to flip through her book that she's reading, and an etching of a or rather not an etching, but a charcoal sketch of a huge phoenix, like towering over a person, of probably, 6 times the size of this person. This bird, with these majestic, like, fiery wings. And she's going to say, a phoenix used to roam this region, one of the last great ones of its kind. Nobody's seen it in possibly over 100 years. But this writer encountered it. Its name was Talayan. Showing you a picture of it. Yes.
Marrow is going to take a look and say, if it's a creature. And just kind of chuckle.
Can you track a creature that hasn't been seen for 100 years?
Well,
if we find it, I can communicate.
She is going to say, what you would now come to know as Somar Villa. Back then it was just a small village. And
wait, would Mara know that range or no?
Yeah, you know where Somerville is. It's right next
Yeah.
to your village. But
Okay.
150 years ago, it was not Somerville. Somerville is like a recent 50-year thing. Like,
Okay.
yeah, that town is super new.
Okay. I know the region. And wildlife is what I grew up with. Tracking them is not my specialty. It's undead. But praise pray.
So, Anna is going to start flipping through the book and, tell you about the travels that this lady took as she was meeting people in this region. As she's going through, the party is going to notice, if anybody has ever read, your characters have read this book, it's on the wiki, the Similarity by Fecton Spectre. This is like one of the original works that kind of like inspired that. But this lady just met a lot of people and just wrote about her interactions with them and where she met them, sketched pictures of them, and let's see, I just flipped past the one I need. And she's going to get to a page that is going to catch most of the party's eye. And by most of the party's eye, I mean just Father A and Johann. There is a... Oh, there we go. There is a woman on it, on the page, who looks almost sketched almost exactly like Lethelia Nakart. Like, it looks like a spot-for-spot recreation of her. And Anna just keeps, flipping through the book, describing these different people, before she finally says, then after about 50 years go by when the Nakarts rose to power, they got so much status in Door Edge that they were able to in the last 20 years, get enough Soulsworn and rip Door Edge in half, forming Arothia. But that region, what was Arothio, would be what was once this Phoenix's habitat.
Well, a hunter always needs a companion.
Can I borrow that book?
Yeah, she'll, Anna will say, well, I was almost finished with it. Artisarai isn't really known for its anthropologic works on its older civilizations, so tombs like this are kind of rare. But, of course. And she's gonna give it to you, and it is Soulsarai and Soul Sworn, Oaths Lost. Or Oaths, forgotten.
I just wanted, it might not be polite to do this here. I wanted to read up on the, Lethelia, before she hit it big.
It is not Lethelia Nakart in the book. Her name in the book, the name of the person in that book is Lyra Surreal.
Is there anything about her, or is it just a picture?
It's a picture, and the person, she's a young woman. It's a person the author ran into about 125 years ago. or 120 years ago. And it just describes the differences between the Soulsrai, the Soulsworn, and the common people, describing her as one of the commoners living out in the roughs outside of the capital. And the disparity between them.
Interesting.
I was gonna ask, any luck with helping controlling or of my kin?
Anna is going to shake her head and say, it's a curious thing, lycanthropy, and how the secret father cursed those who now bear who now pass on the curse from one another. I fear I can only read so fast, though.
Understandable. Just wanted to see. Before I came back, I promised my mother I would have more control.
Oro is gonna speak up and say, and kind of scratching his teeth as he's talking, he's gonna say, how'd you learn so much? And she's gonna say, I studied with Ocular Sunsuri in the Chantry of Harmony. Oro shrugs.
I thought you studied with Nudish.
Nudish sucks.
Is Lyra a common name?
Kind of. There are 2 stars named Lyra. There's Lyra Major. It is a guiding star of inspiration, and there's Lyra Minor. It's a maiden star that signals a change of month.
Okay. I just remember Lyra Pramada from the other group.
Yes.
And I was like, Lyra Surreal, Lyra Pramada. How common is this name?
Yeah, our Dorian culture is very heavily tied to astrology, and our Dorian culture, influences other cultures because it's like the Latin of the world.
Ow.
I would slide the book back to her because I was just curious about that one thing. I didn't want to keep it.
Have any research that possibly info on some of the more magical creatures in the region? I've been known to.
She's gonna shake her head and say, I'm not a bestiary. As far as I know, though, there was something terrorizing the eastern part of Aline, but the Kelkin finally dealt with it. Almost took them a week to put the creature down.
Hey, they finally get rid of that one. Who did we send out to do that?
Yavano.
Yavano.
Yes, Sindel was originally on it tracking it, and she couldn't. Once Makana helped her put down wards for it, once you guys found it, or once the Kalkin found it, Yovano went to kill it, and it was eluding him. So Meat and Yovano went, and they could not kill it. It was too strong. They got back into town, and Makana went with them, and all 3 of them dispatched of it.
Where would be a good bestiary or someone who I could ask for info on some more mythical creature, so magical, powerful magic that would be in this region?
Funny enough, Anha points up. and says, the Surreals are the biggest livestock breeders and traders in the world. If anyone would know, it would be Anadelia. And Shelley's going to correct herself and say, High Councilwoman Anadelia. Surreal. Renaultpaw.
The third.
Well, yeah. Just the first right now. They're raising the second.
It's just like...
So, Brandon?
Yes.
What are Soulsworn? Because I cannot find it in the wiki.
Soulsworn is a rank of citizen. So you guys can have Soulsworn if you want. You are nobles. Your technical title is Soulsarai. A Soulsworn is a bannerman that pledges their sword to you, and in turn, you can give them a parcel of your land or anything you want to reward them for being, and they get a rank of citizenship granted to them via you. So, Soulsworn are basically... So, Lethalia has 30,000 men, are blades, sworn to her service. Those are all Soulsworn. People she has... families and people she has interactions with who have... She said, I give you something, and in turn you fight for me if I need you to.
Okay. So the Soulsworn that I saw at the Calkin House, did I recognize them as Anadelia's Soulsworn?
Yes, you would have recognized them as Anadelia's Soulsworn.
Okay, so
they were, Surreals.
Okay.
Yeah, would you like me to read you the citizenship rankings?
No, I
Okay.
just could not find it in the wiki when I looked for it.
Okay, yeah, I'll probably go and put that in there. It's in the campaign Bible of the little booklet that, I always just have like right here. Alright, so, I feel like, is there anything you guys have left? One. Is there anything you guys have left to say to Anna? Because Oro and Octavia are getting kind of bored, and when Oro's bored, he says dumb stuff, and when Octavia's bored, she pulls pranks. And
When I bored, she does dumb stuff.
Yeah, and like you guys
I'm
see
sorry,
Oro like
I'm absolutely enraptured by Anna's knowledge of history.
yeah. You guys see
Johan is
Oro.
also waiting to go to Anadelia's place, so if nobody else moves, I'm going to move by myself.
Okay, well, before you go, Oro is like, at this point, he's kind of like moved from like scratching his teeth to like, scratching at his ear, and he's gonna say, so you're an elf, right? And Anna nods, and he's gonna say, I heard you guys can only remember like 700 years of stuff, but you live forever. Is that kind of like torturous? Anna's gonna look.
Never change.
Yeah, she's gonna look around, and it's like, it's not terrible to forget things. And he's gonna shrug and say,
Maro's so half tempted to say, and forgot some.
yeah. And he's gonna say, how old are you?
Oro,
It's
buddy,
not polite to ask a lady her.
let's go find Anadelia.
He looks back at her and nods and says, alright. I mean, just like, it's her job to answer questions. I've wanted to ask some.
Yeah, but you're asking personal, inappropriate questions.
Maro.
And yeah, so pushing Oro away from her, he's as the party is leading him away, he's gonna say, like, I heard rumors about her. I just curious.
As Octavia and tell her don't even think about it and come along as well.
Octavia, where is Octavia? No, I'm kidding.
Lingering
I feel
behind.
like I'm just kind of sitting as like Johan starts pushing Oro out. Like, I'm like, what the hell is wrong with all of you? And it's like,
Mario is going to say thanks again for your assistance. For both my personal quest and for what is going on.
She nods and she says, I won't be as useful to you tomorrow, so I hope you've gotten everything you need. Ariana wants to start having High Council meetings again. We'll be meeting with a War Council all in the morning for the storm.
So we have a timer. Great.
Winter is coming.
It just means that the access won't be so fluid.
Jami told you guys at the start of the campaign, the storm attacks every 10th day.
Yeah, I mean, tomorrow's 10th day. We gotta brace for what amounts to Ghost Storm, High Tide.
Oh. Okay.
All right.
I'll be able to, like, pleasure as always, Anna. I apologize for Oro.
And she's just gonna say, I'd like to hear what stories he's heard about me. Dispel them.
Frankly, I'm curious too, only because you seem so nice.
And she nods and says, it's not easy to be a sage. You have to constantly be learning everything, and then on top of that, serving as a High Councilwoman.
Vexing, it must be. I have to wear many masks myself.
A beast can't wear a mask. They just can warn others to avoid them or tread at their own peril.
Yeah, so, as the, like, if Father A is, like, heading off and everybody is, leaving, Anna is going to say like one last thing to Father A on a whisper, and say sometimes the mask we wear is the information that most needs to come to the light. Her demeanor changing a little bit, and then just saying, give that boy's mother the rest she deserves. And letting you go.
I'm curious how she knows.
What do you mean?
Anna is going to she's gonna like, you're gonna see her demeanor back change and say, knowledge is my specialty. If I can ever help you again, just let me know. But I think you know what I mean, and how to make the right choice.
I feel like I know what you mean, but my brain's not clicking entirely. Okay, I think I know what I mean, because I think she knows. She knows.
Yes, she knows. Yes.
And I was attracted to you.
And one High Councilwoman less.
Well, everything
Oh boy.
I just like the idea of Father A, after everything's settled down and war's over, goes to portals closed up and everything, he's gonna go, alright, there's a trail that I need to start burying with blood.
It starts with
Is this
one.
why? Is this the thing? You know what? We can talk about it later.
Alright, so we will end there on the night of the 9th of Father, or Hunter, it's a different month. We're gonna end on the night of the 9th of Hunter, and tonight the roleplay was a little slow. I probably should have used the NPCs to move you guys along, but I'm pretty sure most stuff got covered. The consort regent is back. The queen of Ardor Sarai, Marlena Bertholf, is in town. You guys, I'm only going to give you half experience for that because you guys really didn't investigate or do anything with her. Aelis's plan requires a phoenix egg, and she lets you know where one is. And now you guys just need to go through the process of getting that information to her so she can retrieve it. The cold iron, I don't know if I'll give you guys half a experience for the cold iron too. And then was there anything else that happened tonight that I'm missing? Oh, you guys investigated Marcus's tomb and found out that yes, Tatis and Lorraine had been in there, but don't know what they were doing with it. A suggestion in the... Well, no, I'll suggest that later off the stream. So, 2 half events, 2 full events, 2,500 experience for... Or, I'm sorry, 2,500 experience for tonight, and then also move Marrow up from level, I think he's 8 right now? Or is he 7?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, he's 8.
I am 8.
Okay, move him from 8 to 9.
Do you want him to move to 9 and then add the 2,500?
No. You guys are 10, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm leveling him up a step behind just so he can get used to his features. And, doesn't have to, go through... learn everything all at once. But...
Yeah. I'm going to talk to you about that.
Alright, so, your next session is going to be on the 1st of December. If everybody can, if everybody can make that, then wonderful. And that's where we will end tonight. You can't?
Somebody's going to bail.
No, I can. I have doubts.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We won't all be there.
Yeah, exactly.